I'd like to thank the following people for taking the time out of their lives to do this video. Nola, Katie, Sophie, Reese, Alice, Scott, and Ariana.
Do you know what LGBT stands for?
Yes. Do you know what LGBT stands for?
Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender.
Well done. Do you know anyone in the LGBT community?
Yes, I do.
Do you know anyone in the LGBT community?
Yes. Do you know anyone in the LGBT?
Yeah, I know you and a few other friends.
How do you feel about the LGBT in 2018?
Not sure because I hardly ever hear what's going on about it.
Feel about the LGBT community in 2018?
I think it's moved a really long way. I know that when I was at school, I didn't really know a lot about transgender, for example. I've worked with quite a number of transgenders in my professional career, and I've got a lot of friends that are gay. So my knowledge has grown as time has moved on. I think it's much more acceptable. It's easier for people to live, but it's still a very scary world for them to be in.
Yeah. How do you feel about the LGBT in 2018?
There's a lot less stigma than what there used to be.
That's alright.
Anything in the LGBT community? Do you think we're pushy or anything like that?
There's quite a underline of discrimination within the LGBT community.
How do you like? So I ask you this question: do you not like anything about LGBT? So is there anything like you don't like about us? Or are we too flirty? Are we too sexual to you? Or are we maybe too out there, trying too pushy towards people, saying accept us?
No, I think some people might say. I mean, I know I would say some gay people and lesbians and that are more friendly than straight people because they come across more forward and actually want to talk to you.
Yeah. Did you know that 4 in 5 LGBT people who have experienced a hate crime or incident didn't report it to the police? How does this make you feel?
Upset the fact that they can't speak out about what's happening to them.
Know that 4 in 5 LGBT people who have experienced hate crime or an incident didn't report this to the police. How does this make you feel?
Like sadder that they have to hide like all the hate that they get.
1 in 10 LGBT people have experienced anti-LGBT abuse online directed towards them. Personally, in the last month, how do you think we can change this?
Obviously, spreading more awareness will help, and I think it will make it more accepted because, yeah.
Also, 1 in 10 LGBT people have experienced anti-LGBT abuse online directed towards them. Then personally, in the last month, how do you think we can change this?
Raising more awareness, by people showing more courage, by other people being more accepting, by everyone being more accepting.
Gay and bi staff say they have personally experienced bullying or poor treatment from colleagues in the last 5 years as a result of their sexual orientation. Have you ever seen, done, or had this happen to you? If so, what was it like? What would you say it affects you and people around you?
It hasn't happened to me. If it does happen to people, I would be happy to help them and do whatever I have to do.
That's a nice way to think about it. Gay and bi staff say they have personally experienced bullying, poor treatment from colleagues in the last 5 years as a result of their sexual orientation. Have you ever seen or done or had this happen to you? If so, what was it like and how would you say it affected you and people around you?
I haven't, but I would stand up for those who are being bullied by it and help them in any way that I can.
Yep. What would you do if you saw someone you know or not was being bullied because they're LGBT in public?
Well, like offer support for them, like just always be there for them. Probably like sort of get the idea of the situation, whether like the reason they're getting bullied for, and help people like resolve it and that.
Do you think it's okay for people to be LGBT?
Yeah, I think like people will be who they want to be. Like if you find someone and you have a strong connection, like you're in love with them, and like it shouldn't matter if they're like boy and boy or girl and girl.
I would step forward and say, there's no, why are you bullying them? It's not, that it's their choice for being gay and everything, and you should respect that because it's your decision. Of course.
If I told you that I was part of the LGBT, would you change your answer because of it?
Not really, no.
If I told you that I was part of the LGBT community, would you change your answers because of it?
Absolutely not.
Do you think it's okay to show the LGBT partner in public like you would see between a man and a woman?
Yes.
If I told you that I was part of the LGBT community, would you change your answers because of it?
No.
LGBT partners in public like you would see between a man and a woman?
I think it should be okay, like, why not, like, boys and girls can kiss and do what they want in public, so why shouldn't boy and girl and girl?
I don't.
Helplines are the Samaritans, Space, Stonewall. If you are feeling mentally unwell because of this, being homophobically bullied, biphobically bullied, transphobic abuse, physically, verbally, call the police if it's really bad. But if you feel like maybe you can sort it out, go to websites, look up helplines for LGBT. I will give a list on them in the description, and they will, as you can see, they're appearing on the screen now. You aren't alone, so don't worry. There are hundreds of thousands of people like you, and we all stand as one community together, and we will all get through this. Thank you.
I would just like to say thank you for all the participation that the people have done in this. I know that it was awkward for some people and might be personal towards others. I would just like to say as well that next time you actually say it's like that's so gay or you're so queer, think about how that affects people because you don't know what's going on in their personal life. The word faggots, gay should never be used, or queer should never be used in hate. It's LGBT people are all about love and they just want to be accepted. As this video is quite personal to my heart, as you can tell on one of my questions. I did ask how would you change your answer, as I told you I was LGBT. I am bisexual. I would just like to say thank you for watching.